Hello lovely friends, I'm Alice. Thank you so much for watching. Today I have an updated video on my Jibun Techo, which is my current planner, and I thought I'd just share how my use has changed maybe. And yeah, because I know a lot of people are currently thinking about their setup for 2019 and a few questions have popped up about the Jibun, so I wanted to just make a new video about that. Before we get into the video though, let me remind you that I am one of the PR members for the shop called MyIndieCo, which is a European shop, and with that I will also leave a 10% coupon code down in the description box, so check that out. But yeah, just know that pretty much all of the things that I show you today will or have been sent to me for free to show you guys and to share the love for this planner especially. Yeah, so check out the shop and just know that I am one of the PR members, but as always my opinions will of course be honest and my own. So for the cover that I have, you know that I switched it out into the hand stitched leather one. It's just a beautiful leather cover. It has scratched up so much and just also oiled up a little bit, gotten a little bit dirty, but you know, that's okay. And I'm really loving the cover. I do have my pens in here. I'm gonna show you which pens I currently use. So currently I use for writing I basically use the Daily. It's a multi-pen. It's in 0.7 because they didn't have a thinner one, and I just bought this in China in some supermarket. It has 4 colors and just kind of practical for color coding. It was super cheap, so I thought I'd try it out. I also have this ruler. This one I actually just brought yesterday because I thought I might sketch on the subway, but I didn't, so this one usually doesn't come with me. But I also have mild liners, and I would occasionally switch out the colors just so that each week looks a little bit differently, but you will see that. So these are my pens. And for a planner, for the cover, this one is just kind of like a folio style, so you slip the front cover page, I guess, into the leather pocket. In the front I just have the business card for this leather insert or notebook maker and this thing, and I will show you a few new items that I've received from Tia, which is the shop owner. Lovely girl. So I will show you all the little items later on. Before that, I'm just gonna quickly show you guys how I use the notebook. So you know that I received a notebook on, or maybe in July. So I have a lot of pages that are unused, especially a lot of weeks in the beginning of the year. And since this notebook, it still goes with me everywhere. I love it so much. My use hasn't really changed too much, but the love definitely has grown a lot. And so for the sometimes when I'm out and I need to take notes or want to take notes, I'll just flip open the previous weeks that I can't use really anymore because they've long passed, and I just write all over the weeks. This was a swatch page that someone asked me to do. They were wondering about watercolors and all that, and it doesn't really well up or anything. It's actually quite smooth. I feel like it reminds a lot of the it reminds a lot of the Tomoe River paper. It's not as thin, it's a little bit thicker, and it doesn't have the special coating that Tomoe River... Why do I always want to say Travis Notebook? It doesn't have the special coating that Tomoe River paper has, but it still does quite well if you just use light swatches. You can see I just plopped some colors on here. I stamped also a little bit. It doesn't bleed through, but this one definitely goes a lot. But this was some off-brand AliExpress ink. This one was Versamagic. So Versamagic definitely does a lot better. My outliner is all fine, and all my other pens are doing really well as well. Even my fountain pens. So the paper definitely handles pen very well. And yeah, these are quotes from yesterday. No, wait, notes. Notes from yesterday. And my use, I think the last week that I showed you guys was this one and this one. So these were the ones in July or June. No, wait, July? June. In June. And yeah, my use hasn't really changed. I can show you the weeks now in August. I still use black pen to write. My dates or appointments and important just appointments and places where I need to be, where I know, okay, in this time I can't have anything else. I do write them in red because I feel like red is a very attention demanding color, so you can very quickly see in one glance what's going on. I do sometimes block out the time if I know how long something's gonna be. Everything else, just those tiny notes, are in black. I still track the weather, not that really needed, just because I feel like it gives a pop of color and it's not that dull, because everything is just kind of black and red, which is a little bit I guess boring. But I do like my planners rather simple, not too much going on and things like that. Let's see, I still do track when I get up and when I go to sleep, just how my sleep schedule is, which is kind of nice. I have a sidebar track thing. On the side it does have the to-do list, and I just really enjoy that you can have weekly to-dos, because sometimes I know I have to get something done, but it's not a date specific to-do thing. So writing them down on the week, I know I should get that done this week, but there's really not a deadline or a time frame where I have to get it done. Everything where I know I have to get it done on that day, or I really should get it done, I would write it in the top box of a day, because that's just the first place you look when you look at the day. So when I flip open any other week, if anything stands or is right in the top box, it's just very eye-catching and you just know immediately, okay, on that day something's going on. And other than that, I just really write very short notes what I did. Someone asked me how I get my planner so full, and it's not really that full. I just do teeny tiny notes on what I did. For example, let's see. Yeah, for example, this week on Saturday, I had to get some certificates done, which I did. I don't know why I didn't cross it off. And then I had to prepare Sunday school. I had to finish a card that I had to make for a friend. Then I wrote down, I'm so confused with these certificates because I didn't know how to use Excel, so I was a little bit confused. And then really wasted time. So just, you know, tiny things, especially on days when I feel a little bit lazy or when I just not really in the mood to journal, I would jot down what I did just in 1-2 keywords. And then later on, when I feel like, no, I kind of want to journal about that day, or looking back, I can have it in one glance and I know what happened on that day. So that's what I really like about these kind of time frames or timelines. And what else I want to mention? I should have been better prepared. Let's see. I don't know, actually not a lot. I still track my workouts, where I do my workouts daily. I do them daily, even if I don't cross them off sometimes. It's just kind of nice to it's like a feeling of accomplishment to see things marked off, so I'd like to do that. I tracked my food for a while, but then I got kind of lazy and I immediately forgot what I ate, so I couldn't write that down. But yeah, I did try to mix it up a little bit to add a little bit of color. I don't like decorating my planners too much. Because I go really overboard in my journals, I feel like my planner may be just a little bit simpler and you know, subtle so I can focus on the tasks and things I need to do. But yeah, I do try to do a few more colors and doodles here and then. But that's basically how it is. It still always lays open on my desk. I still bring it everywhere I go. It's just such a beautiful size. I do have the B6 Slim, and I do plan on using the B6 Slim for the coming year as well. I am very grateful and very happy that I can continue to be a PR member for the coming year as well. So I'm very grateful, and I just really love the size. It's the same width. Wait, let's see. It's the same width as the Travis notebook insert, but it's just a tad shorter. So you can see it's just a little bit shorter, which makes it so handy, and it's just perfect in your bag. It's not too heavy, and everything is just so perfect about that size. And I think if you have bigger handwriting, if you have a lot of to-dos, a lot of tasks, and you really need that space, I definitely take A5 Slim. But for me, I can squish my handwriting, I don't mind that. I don't have that many to-dos, and so for me the B6 Slim is just the perfect size. But I think your handwriting and something like that is definitely something to consider if you think about your planner choice. But yeah, for this week I was so busy. I was just studying for my driver's license theoretical exam, so I didn't have a lot to do. But yeah, so as you can see, my use really hasn't changed a lot. I still love this planner so much, and I don't know, I personally can highly recommend it, because I feel like it's a really beautiful planner. And especially if you are lazy, and if you're someone who feels like, I don't really know what to track, you kind of want to track things and you kind of want to have things organized, but you're too lazy or maybe not creative enough to do your own layouts, the Jibun Techo is a really nice choice. You just have everything laid out. You can track the weather, you can track your mood down here, which I still do, and I love the mood tracker way more than I thought I'd ever would. I never used mood tracking, but I've been tracking it, and it's just really interesting to see how my mood shifts around. And yeah, it's, I don't know, for me it's really interesting. You can track what you eat, which has helped me a little bit, just because I do want to get in shape and take better care of myself. And the weekly to-do is perfect. The time frames or the timelines, especially if you want to cross off, you know, appointments, and you just know, okay, that time frame is blocked, I can't have anything else in that time. So I really enjoy this planner, and I do highly recommend it. It is my favorite planner so far from everything else I've ever used. But yeah, so consider it. And if you do, or if you are located in Europe, do check out MyIndieCo, which is the shop, because if you are in Europe, you don't have to pay those import fees and all that, and you can also use the 10% off coupon. And now that we are kind of done with the planner, I think if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me. I'll try my best to tell you guys or answer your questions. I just don't really know what else I can say, except that my use hasn't really changed, but I love it a lot. A lot, really honestly. So MyIndieCo, they not only carry this planner, they also carry a few stationery items from Kokuyo, which is the brand that makes these planners. And so what I asked, lovely Tia, allowed us PR members to choose a few things from the shop and just to see if we could use them. So I asked for the idea notebook, because this planner, the Jibun Techo, it's so dinked up because I just threw it in my bag. So this planner, you can add or you can buy separate notebooks to that, and this is the idea notebook, and it's just blank. No, wait, it's not blank. It's grid. It's a grid notebook with Tomo River paper, actually. Because as you guys know, like I said, I write my notes in the previous weeks that are unused. So I thought it might be useful to have just a separate notebook for notes. So yeah, she sent me a pack. If you buy them, they come in a 2-pack, so lovely. And of course it's the same size, it's still the B6 Slim. And yeah, now I have them like this. Really love it. If you look at the paper, it has the same kind of grid like the planner does on the Jibun Techo, and you also have tiny blank boxes in the top and the bottom, which you could, I don't know, maybe use to color code it. Like if you have some school notes on here, you can have it a separate color, or you can write down your page numbers. Just a lot of options, I might even try to journal someday in here, because it's just such an interesting size to me. But that is the first item I wanted to show you guys. The second one you've already seen. It is the writing board. I really love pencil boards. I feel like they give you a nice surface to write on. If you were someone to decorate your journals a lot, you might get, you know, the very wonky pages. So this is really nice to have a flat surface. As always, I have very sweaty palms, so if I write, the paper gets kind of wrinkly. So I like to rest my hand on a pencil board. It also has a today mark, so you can use it as page holder, page flag, although you do have 2 bookmarks down here. So that is the second item, which I really like. And the third, you can already see it here, it's these page flags. No, wait, what's it called? Notebooks? What's it called? What are these things called? Page flags? I forgot. But you know, these things, and so they are cut the exact size, so it just fits into a time frame. The thinnest ones are 1 hour, these ones would block in 2 hours, and these ones would block in 3 hours. So if you have an appointment or something, you can just block it out, because these are very vibrant colors, definitely catches your attention. For me, what I did here was because on Monday I had a conference, or I had a meeting, but I didn't know at what time specifically. I just know it was in the morning. So I just wrote it down on one of the post-its. I wrote it down on one of the post-its and I just put it somewhere here. And later on, when the time got fixed, I can just leave it there. So you don't have to cross out a lot of things, because I'm not a fan of friction pens. I don't trust pens that will go away with heat. I don't know. It's not really my kind of thing. I like things to be permanent. So I feel like this is a very nice compromise. If you know something's happening on that day, but you don't know when exactly, you can move it around. So that just saves you the crossing out things and things getting messy. So this is brilliant. I'm really loving this. Then another thing I can show you guys, is this thing, which is to-do sticky notes, which are so brilliant. You get a whole pack, so you really get a lot. And I hope it will focus, because this camera just does not like focusing. But yeah, maybe it won't focus. But you have a lot of tiny grids, and the grids looks exactly like the ones on your notebook. It just won't focus. I can't believe this. I'm sorry, guys. But you have tiny check boxes on the side. It is perforated at every single to-do box, so you can choose exactly how much you want to rip off and stick in. The length, or the height, is exactly 1 day, so from the top until 24 hours. And if you have a lot of to-dos, you can just rip it off. And that's also something that I like, because sometimes to-dos, you kind of want to get them done on 1 day, but it doesn't really happen. So you can write it down, and then you can move the whole thing, because it is a sticky note. It is repositionable. You can pull it down, and if I were to do it on Sunday, I can stick it down here. It's just, I know it's not something very new or revolutionary, but I just feel like because it is exactly the same size and it's made for this, it's just kind of practical. Although the color is not the same, so I think you can see that the color is very white, so it's just pure white, and the Jibun Techo, it has an off-white. It's kind of like a creamy color, so it's not the same color, but at least that way you will find it again, because if it were the same color, you might, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm rambling about, but I really like this. I mean, it's also just practical for journaling, so yeah. I did rip off one and just stuck it to the front of my notebook, so if I'm out and about, I can just rip it off and I just have it on the go, because it gets so much, it is a little bit thick. So yeah, that's that. Let me put this back because I might forget it. And then another thing that I've gotten, which I find so amazing and that I want to show you guys, is actually this tiny thing. It's so cute. I don't know how to pronounce it because it's a choi, I don't know, but it is stickers basically that you stick onto paper, so you can create a tip in, and of course you can use washi tape with that. I mean, that's the OG way, but if you look at them, see how cute the designs are. So adorable. So adorable. So you just stick this part onto your notebook and this part onto your tip-in, or you know, vice versa, and then you have your tip-in with the cutest stickers. And it's so cute. It's so cute. I was looking forward to using that in my journal, and it's just, oh, it's so adorable. I can't I can't put it into words how adorable I find this. And then the genius design for having a trash pocket, because if you rip it off, it is perforated. If you rip it off, you can put your trash in here, which I find just so adorable. So I can't wait to use this in my journal. I'm really looking forward to that. And then the last thing, which I not like, maybe I do like it the most, I don't know, but let me show you guys. This file folder. I have looked for this file folder, or this kind of file folder, for so long, and I've only found them in A4 size, so they're really, like, you know, double this size. It was almost this big, and that was just way too big, because you guys know that I like to journal. I like to journal in, I just have a lot of tip-ins and all that for my journaling. And I have a lot of magazine cutouts, and it was just a pain to look through all of that whenever I was journaling, because I would just always take forever to find that one picture that I was looking for, because everything was in one zip bag, so I had to take the whole stash out, go through all that. It was just kind of time wasting, especially if you want to just go into your journaling and really just, you know, go. So this is so perfect because it's just the right size, and I've used some washi tape. I ripped off some washi tape and labeled the tabs. So I have peach, rose, purple, blues and greens, browns and blacks and whites. So now when I know I have my spread and I want my spread to be in peachy color, I just need to look through this stash, which makes things so much quicker, because now I have it color coordinated, and I know, okay, if my page is peach, I just need peach colored things. So highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Really, just guys, makes things so much easier. If you are someone who journals a lot with tip-ins, pictures, all that jazz, this thing is perfect. A4 is just way too big, because the Travis notebook isn't that huge, and most pictures are this small. Looking through that in the A4 kind of file folder is nope. So this is so nice. I really highly recommend it. But yeah, this is actually it. We have, oh my gosh, I've been talking for so long. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it gives you guys an insight on my planner system for 2019, which will hopefully stay the same. I hope my love stays or grows even more, because I am absolutely so happy. I feel like now I finally understand what planner peace is. So I am super happy. If you are interested in this, do check it out. Do check out the shop MyIndieCo. She has a lot more items on there. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. It does mean a lot to me, and I hope you guys stay well. I hope you stay creative, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.